Hey guys, Etienne Kubawa here. I'm very excited about today's video because today I'm going to be reading some reviews about Beats of War that I never knew actually existed online. Some I might have seen popping up there and there, that interviews there and there, but it's always good to go back and see what people think about the series. This is from Off the Record. It's a website that does a lot reviews, and they do a lot of blogging for TV, film, gaming, technology, creative writing, editors picks, Spotify playlists, artist gallery, cooking corner. They do it all. So they took Beats of War, they bought Beats of War and decided to review it. So today I'm gonna be reading what they had to say about the series. Hopefully this can convince you guys to keep supporting the series and be part of the community and subscribe to the world, the universe I'm trying to create right now. I'm very excited about the series. It's been a milestone. We're closing in on 25k sales, copies sold worldwide. It's been incredible. I can't thank you guys enough for supporting from day one. I remember this launch 2020 during lockdown in July. I never even knew that we'll be here, but we are here now, and I'm embracing the moment in my red Christmassy jumper. It's the holidays, so I gotta be in the vibe. Anyway, I'm gonna go read it and then let's see what they had to say about the series. So it starts off with a poster of the comic book, and then he says a little bit about me, about themselves, where I went to college, where I come from, where it's been featured, BBC, etc. Look, check it out. Now let's go on issue 1 to see what they had to say. Clear my voice properly, I feel that sometimes the dialogue felt a little strained, but I think even for people who lived in Scotland all their lives, capturing the distinct style and cadence of Glasgow pattern can be difficult. I couldn't do it, and Etienne does it really well overall. Despite that, I do think that Etienne handles the humor really well. For example, when he announces in response to where he's been living, he responds, another planet. It's very tongue-in-cheek and funny. Okay, I really like the subplot with E.T.'s blood and its qualities, which make it really valuable. No spoilers, guys. I won't be able to elaborate too much on that because I don't want to spoil anything, but it adds additional risk and potential to the story. The big thing though, the hook at the end, he's buried on this planet. He's made enemies, powerful enemies that had take back Glasgow's own violent history in the 1920s. You know who we are talking about. The Reza Gang. They had to come back. You know what I mean? This is gonna be interesting, very interesting. Okay, I keep reading, not get too overexcited. Now he's gonna be talking about the art now. The action was awesome too. Ben Wilson, the artist, has incredible skill. He brings the scene to life with colorful use of color and shadow, and I'm gonna add myself because it is a filmmaking language. Depth for me. There's depth in the images as well for me anyway. He didn't write that, but added that there. Everything is really richly drawn and stylized. Print of personality just coming off the page. Overall, I'll give the issue 1 a 5 out of 5. Thank you. Yeah, and we recommend that you get yourself a copy because it's fun, well written, and has a really interesting story that borrows lightly from other comic books. So borrows lightly. Obviously, all the comic book superhero stories are the same. It's about empowering people, creating these characters that we see ourselves into characters that we can believe in, and I think all the superhero stories in the world kind of touch on that. So it's good to be inspired, but create your own ideas, create your own stories, and hence that's why I think he mentioned that he could tell there's some sort of ideas or some sort of inspiration from other superheroes. Anyway, the conclusion sets itself up perfectly for the next issue, and the overarching story, including E.T.'s people and his origins, are ripe to be explored. Right, so That's a good 5 out of 5 for issue 1. That's great. Okay, it's good. So issue 2. The first thing that hits me in issue 2 is the artwork, the cover especially. It's well designed and evocative. Ooh, I always had this conversation with Ben about making the cover look like a film cover, because I come from a film background, and I always think that there's something about a sort of comic, slightly film cover style that makes the audiences really interested in what's in, and my covers are sort of close to reality, so they're sort of in the middle of comic but sort of reality in the middle there. You know, you look at it and you're like, oh, this kind of looks real but it's not real. That sort of vibe, you know. And I'm glad you picked this you picked up on this. Anyway, I keep reading. You get a real flavor of the story and the comic as well, just from the cover. Oh, it's interesting. I really like the color choice things, and eye-poppingly bright and cartoonish or cartoonized. Did I pronounce that well? Hey, English is not my first language. So no judging here. Instead, they have slightly more muted color palette, which makes it feel more grounded. That's the point of E.T. Beats of War. I want the story to be really grounded. First of all, I don't want it to be about spontaneous superheroes flying in the air, fighting in space. I want it to be a really grounded, more relatable story for the readers. I liked that the story picked back from where backed up with something that fleshed out E.T.'s past prior to coming to Earth. Obviously, a bit of can't spoil that for you, and then brought us back to the conclusion of the events that ended in the last issue. I really like the atmosphere style of the comic. It's stylized but still feels more real, authentic than, say, Batman's Gotham. All right. I see what you're doing there. That's pretty cool. That's always been our plan, which is just frankly unbelievable in terms of people actually staying there. I still feel like the dialogue can be a little clunky at times, but I like the Scotticisms. I've never heard of this one, which are scattered throughout. Obviously, the Scottish accent that is scattered throughout the comic book. Obviously, it's in Scotland. You gotta have that vibe in there. Otherwise, you know, it will sound like another comic book from other parts of the world where they speak English. So if you want to really set it in a place where that's happening, you want to have that there. So yeah, I'm glad that you picked that up. And yeah, it's sometimes it can be people's cup of tea. Sometimes people may not like it. So let's keep reading. Let's see. I feel that we really see it come into his own as a hero in this issue. We obviously saw that we saw him fighting in the previous issue and saw his love interest, but that felt instinctive and avoidable. Whereas in this issue, he's called out, he knows it's a trap, and he still leaps into action because he's a true hero. Yeah, that's what healers do. A healer is nothing without the people in their lives, and it's great to see its support system coming into place. Very important. Always be some twist though. Those ones you won't see them coming. And in a way that it feels authentic, natural. Speaking of which, another side to a truly great superhero comic is the villain, and in this issue we see the gang element grow and become more real threat to E.T. Guys, we're just getting started. You haven't seen anything yet. To return to the artwork again, it's really beautiful. This comic is legitimately interesting, but the soul design style really brings it all together. It's particularly cool. It's not just the climatic scenes which are impressive, but every panel has depth, attention to detail that really add to the overall comic. I'm glad he brought the word depth. Very important. You can tell Ben has got that sort of filmmaking, mind too, You see the images it draws. So issue 2 ends at a very interesting note. Personally super excited for what's coming in the next issue. I feel like for all that and more in this issue, and I feel like for all that and more in this issue, and 5 out of 5. Oh, thank you. And then he shared a link where you can actually place and you go and buy it. Let's see where that leads to. Where does that lead to? Ooh, to our website where you can buy issue 1. Thanks so much. Off the record, I do appreciate you guys reviewing Beats of War, and I'm glad that you enjoy it. I feel like we create these stories for the audience and for people to relate to feel connected to feel excited, to have a little escape, you know, with this crazy world we live in. And I'm glad that the story sort of resonates with you guys in that sense. And yeah, guys, go check out Off the Record blog. These guys do a great job. Their website is offtherecordblog.org. I'm gonna leave their link in the description so that if you want to check out some other stuff that they review, you can check it out. But overall, thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join the community. And by the way, if you've got issue 1, 2, and 3 and you've read them and you've enjoyed the series, take a video of you talking about the best part that you've enjoyed in the series, and you win yourself an issue 4 when it drops. The first 20 people to do it are the first people that will get the comic book. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and join the community. Until next time, have happy holidays.